Hello everyone. Today I'd like to show you a design that I came up with for an automated chicken farm that can work wherever you're at in your world. Now this works in the latest snapshots of Minecraft versions 1.16 and hopefully beyond. I'm pretty sure it would work beyond. So up here there's three parts to the machine. So you have the main chicken holder that will hold all your laying chickens that will lay all the eggs. You have the long tube that will grow the chickens or the baby chicks into chickens. And then down at the bottom you have the killer slash cooker that will of course kill the chickens and cook them for you and put them in a chest. So the first part here, the chicken holder, it's very simple. This can be customized to any size you want. But basically it's just an area that holds the chickens on top of some hoppers that they can lay the eggs into. All the hoppers feed into the middle, which then feed down to here, which then feed into this dispenser. Now the dispenser has this tick timer on it. It's very quick, which will then throw the eggs down onto the cobwebs and hatch baby chickens. Now the more chickens you have, of course, the faster it will get, the better it will be. Up here I have about 200 chickens or so, somewhere around there. Now the chickens drop down to here under the cobwebs, and with these cobwebs, this is 57 cobwebs. That's the exact number of cobwebs to equal the time that it takes for the chicks to grow into chickens. So they come down here and they grow up right about here. I don't know if you saw that, but I think the chicken just, yeah, they moved or it grew. But this little baby's going to grow real quick, pretty soon here. Um, so you'll be able to see that it takes the exact amount of time. So that's the very last cobweb, and there you go, he grew. Now I have this sandstone barrier here to keep the chickens from actually, when they grow in bunches, to keep them from popping out. So instead, they'll pop into the sandstone, die, and it will just give you raw chicken down in the chest. Now this last part here is the killer. I made it a little more fun by putting a slime block here, and it works 100% of the time. So the chickens will fall down, slime block activates, pushes them through the fire and onto the magma block to kill them faster, and then they drop down into the chest. Now with this you get 100% of the drops. You get the chicken and the feathers, and a little bit of raw chicken as well, just from the chickens that die within this range here. This is extremely simple to make, and it's very effective. You get about 300 to 400 chicken and feathers per hour each. So the most complex part, all this is pretty self-explanatory, these top two parts, but this is the most complex part. It uses two observers with string in front of them. The chickens pass through the string, which activates the piston down there, which pushes the slime block, which then bumps the chicken into the fire and the magma cube, or the magma block. The reason why there's two observers here is that if there was only one, there could be a bunch of chickens that could sit down here and the string wouldn't activate anymore. Whereas with two, you have a bunch of chickens that might have made it down here to sit, but then another chicken comes and passes this one and will activate and push all the chickens into the fire. And so it's very effective. It works 100% of the time so far. I've run it for about 2 or 3 hours. There was another iteration before this where I didn't cook it, and I had a double chest full of chickens and feathers, running it for a few hours. Oh, there's some raw chicken. And so there's one other part to this which will make this farm work wherever you're at in the world, and that's nether portals. I have nether portals here. Oh, that was loud. Because they actually act as what's called a chunk loader. Now, a chunk loader will load the chunks that it will constantly load the chunks that whatever's in it. Uh, it will load the chunks for whatever's in it, basically. And so if you go ahead and you press F3 plus G, it'll show you the chunk borders. Now I didn't do this before I made the farm, so I had to put a bunch of nether portals in each chunk because it only loads that chunk that the nether portal's in. So when you build this farm, I recommend you build it in smack dab in the middle of a chunk. So that is my automatic chicken farm. You can go wherever you want in your world, and it will always work. If you go away, so we'll actually go look at the numbers in here. So we have 23 cooked chicken. If we go away, we might have a little more because I just heard a chicken die. But you can go as far away as you want and it will always be loaded. And so you can just go throughout your world doing whatever, and your chicken farm will always be producing for you feathers and chicken. So you'll never run out of food. You'll never run out of feathers for your arrows, basically. So it's a pretty self-explanatory build. I will put the world file in the description. Sorry the world's a bit messy. This is just my test world. But as we come back here, we'll be able to see down here, we have 27 chicken now. And so just a few chickens died while I was gone. But it works forever, even if the chunks are, you're not currently near those chunks because of those nether portals. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.